What's up, y'all? Hope everyone's doing well today and hanging in there. Just wanted to reflect a little bit on something. Just something I think about often, which, basically it's just kind of the idea of like, how hard do you want your life to be? Because you do have a say in that, right? How often it's like the main theme for me, and I speak about it and I think about it, but I'm not always the best at it. Sometimes you need to swim upstream and swim against the current, right? But I guess there's this thing called discernment, right? You need to pay attention enough to what's going on to know when is a time to put up a fight and, pick your battles, I guess. Because sometimes, we tire ourselves out. I tire myself out, just resisting against the current of life. And I know I'm not the only one that does that, but it's just something it came to me when traveling, going and doing a certain thing where it depends on a lot of things going right for you to get, where you need to be. And inevitably things will happen at a different pace and a different rate sometimes than you want. Like, how hard do you want things to be, right? It just comes back to that, because that's one of the things I feel we really do have control over in our life, is working to surrender and accept what life brings our way, and knowing when we can change something and make a change, and knowing when we just have to accept it, right? And that's comes with wisdom. Like, every single person has to decide in each unique moment when you can say, no, I'm not going to accept this. But like, how hard do you want your life to be? There's like plenty of things that you just cannot control in this world. And everyone knows that, right? And you can let them roll off you and realize that you're just in this flow, in this giant ocean or stream or river, whatever you want to call it. It always has to do with water, but you're just in this giant moving thing, like, of life, and no moment is ever the same, and like, sometimes it's the best to, don't kick and scream. Just, it is what it is, and like, it's more of just a philosophy, I guess, really. And trust me, like, there's times when I don't accept things that are out of my control, and I kick and scream and I flail my arms and I say no. And basically you're saying no to life, though, right? You're saying no to life in those moments, because life is bringing you things that you couldn't control. And so, like, for me, it's just trying to come back to what I can control in my life. And that's the serenity prayer, right? Asking God to show you what you can change and to let go of what you can't. And asking God for the wisdom to know the difference between the two, so you don't waste all your energy and time, like, doing that, right? And I just feel like even with interactions with people, sometimes it's not worth the argument. But pick and choose for yourself, but like, let people think what they want. You spend so much more energy trying to change someone's mind when that's one thing you can never do, And so just doing your best to go and have intention in your life and have things you want to do and create, and like, but just kind of developing that mindset of knowing that there's so many X factors in life that when you come to them, like, that's your choice. Your choice is how to make of it and how to face it. And that's one of the last freedoms we have as people, is to choose how we orient towards life and choose how we interact with life and just our attitude towards it all, I guess, so life will be more enjoyable and smooth for us if we can learn and develop the skill of making the best, of what comes. And man, it's always going to be a work in progress for the whole rest of your life, the rest of my life. Like, it's always going to be something that we need to work at, but it's one of the things to work at that are worth it, So yeah, I think it's always nice and a blessing when you come across those people who feel the same and don't make a big stink out of small things, But it's easier when you have energy and you're not tired, and it's easier to go with the flow, and I understand that too. But yeah, just something I wanted to remind everyone today of. I feel like life doesn't always have to be as hard as I or we make it. It can be more simple. We can try not to overcomplicate things, but it's a work in progress, just like all of us. And so just wanted to share that today. God bless everyone watching this, and just appreciate you for being here on this earth. And have a beautiful day. Take care of someone around you if you can. Tell someone you love them.